And that's one of the most fun things to do is call someone and say, hey, here's a brand new cooler in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
Or a Shibumi. I think we did last year.
The Shibumi.
That's the one. Yeah.
Whatever that is. The Shibumi.
That's the little flapper.
Oh, yeah. There's a flapper called Shibumi?
Yeah. This might not hit for any people in the middle of the country, but on the coast, you know what the Shibumi is.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Hot Mix, an InstroTek podcast. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Maurice.
And we are going to be bringing you a special treat today, an HMA Lab Supply segment. So we're pumped about that, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Absolutely. We love HMA around here. Full disclosure, HMA is part of the InstroTek family of companies. But today we have Mr. Brian O'Toole.
O'Toole! Woo!
Thank you.
Nice thoughts, man.
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
So this is what it's all about, huh?
This is it. Welcome to the stage.
Yeah,
Welcome to the show.
The folks back in hair and makeup, they were great. That was phenomenal.
You got hair and makeup, huh? That's funny. The talent here
They had a
doesn't
little
get it.
extra time because I only had makeup.
I love it. Brian's joining us. He's the director of HMA Lab Supplies. Brian's originally from Muskegon, Michigan, and has lived now in North Carolina for 25 years. We absolutely thank Brian for coming on and letting us a little bit know about HMA Lab Supply and what they're all about. So with that said, let's get going.
Yeah, I think a good place to start with anything is the history. So if you could just give us a little background on the history, a little bit of your history, a little bit of the HMA history. Let's do it.
Sounds good. Well, HMA was founded right around the year 2000 by a gentleman named John Mulkey, very well known in the industry. Still get people to call and talk about John, but he worked in the industry for a few decades, I think, and worked for a couple of smaller companies before starting HMA Lab Supply. And all of those companies were in the asphalt lab supply business.
Yeah.
So he started a smaller company, HMA, up in Richmond in 2000, and had just extensive success doing what he did.
Yeah.
Still to this day, people talk about him. They call me. They ask about him.
What was his tagline? What was this thing that John always went by?
Live long and gyrate. So
Live long and gyrate. I love that.
John was a good guy. Had a reason the live long piece of it. He had a real resemblance with Leonard Nimoy from Star Trek. So, quick little side story. So I went up there to HMA for the first time and walked in the bathroom, and he had a cardboard cutout of Leonard Nimoy standing there in the bathroom like that. Scared the crap out of me, So I literally. So he was just quirky like that.
Yeah.
He's a really good gentleman. He cared about his people and his customers too.
Yeah.
That's kind of a little backstory.
What was it like to go do your business while having Leonard Nimoy looking at you? Is that kind of weird?
A lot of pressure. There was a lot of pressure. That's right. Yes.
You got to perform at that point, right?
That's right.
There is so much going on in this conversation right now.
But I prospered though.
You got it done. You got it
done.
All right. Well, that's great. No, John was a great guy and very well known in the industry. I mean, a lot of people that listen to the podcast probably know his name. And unfortunately, we did lose John back a few years ago. So, thanks for everything he brought to the industry. And one of the most favorite things I loved about John was his quirky marketing, right? Mm-hmm. He had HMA Lab is known for, lab supplies for the construction industry, and his naming of the products were great. He had the Little Tuffy, he had the Big Daddy
the oven, one of the ovens.
Yeah, one of the
and
ovens.
That's the thing. Any across the spectrum of all the HMA products, from little things like pans and spatulas, when you're doing your max gravity tests, all the way up to the big ovens and things that you're going to spend, the gyratories that you're going to spend, 50, 60 grand on. HMA has everything as part of that. And John always, you might find a small piece that has a funky nickname, and you bore up to the big stuff. So
it's kind of like a one-stop shop.
HMA, if you want to use that cliche, is one-stop shop.
Okay,
we try to be. We try to be. And in working with customers that call in all the time, we'll talk about customer service, I'm sure. But, if you've got it on the website, or if you don't have it on the website, call in. People let us know. We get stuff added to the website. So we want to be that place you can go for a lab manager, say, that needs, he's got 50 pieces that he needs for his new lab or her new lab. But we can get all those and just kind of that one place where we can purchase from, we have multiple hundreds of vendors that we buy from.
Right.
So
Yeah.
You're doing when you're shopping and when you're buying. There's programs associated with that, loyalty programs and things of that nature.
Oh yeah. We have a loyalty program, which is great. We call it in homage to Star Trek and John, is called Cosmic Coin. So it's a loyalty reward program you sign up for. Doesn't cost anything. You just create an account online, and then every time you purchase anything online, you get points or coins.
Yeah.
And which you can trade in for dollar value towards future purchases, or Amazon type gift cards as well. So a lot of people cash those in right around Christmas time. The people that are buying online all year. Make it
The
easy to buy.
HMA customers must love that, and be able to get a little bit of something back to the customer for their loyalty, obviously, and being able to shop at HMA. And HMA, if you haven't visited the site, we'll throw it up here, and you guys can kind of see it. But has everything from, like Brian said, spatulas to a number of larger equipment to your mid-size equipment, high technology, low technology stuff. But it's really what keeps the lab running, right? Is having a good lab manager know exactly what's needed to make sure they can do the QC, QA on the asphalt product. And they're not just asphalt either, right? They've grown into a lot of other areas.
Yeah, we are branching out slowly. We're making sure we have the knowledge when we try to do so, instead of just throwing stuff on the site we don't know anything about. So, but the soils and the concrete industries too that we've kind of branched out into. So we're doing that. We're always trying to add new products, but also to reinvent what we do. You know, it's not just like, okay, we're going to sit and just rest on our laurels that we're just going to serve this industry. So one of the ideas behind HMA is to continue to grow to add new markets.
Yeah.
And you'd say that the support structure behind all the products sold on HMA is pretty solid as well, correct?
For us, customer service is number one. So anytime we're in the office, you call HMA, someone answers the phone. We're going to try to get you the help that you need, any questions you have about equipment. Another great thing that we have is we have a team of field service technicians. So they're out in the field. We can do calibrations, full lab calibrations, thermometers, ovens, anything in the lab that needs done, as well as an engineering team. So we have anybody that might have an idea for a new product, or they might have a void somewhere where they just don't have a piece of equipment that can do it. They bring them to us, and we run it up engineering and see what we can do. And a lot of times we can put things together. So that piece of it is great.
That's awesome. One of the things that HMA does, and they do it so well, and if you're not part of it, you need to be part of it. They call it Team Orange, right? And you can get log onto their website, get the loyalty going. And then in July, I believe, they give out some of the best prizes for the summer season, right? You need your coolers, you need your hot stove, whatever it is, pizza ovens. They've given those out,
Right.
What's your favorite prize that's been given out?
Yeah, what do you like?
Reward.
Money.
Which one that you could get?
I like give me the dollar
That's what I
bills,
like at
man.
Christmas.
Dollar bill, y'all.
I can spend it with anything I want. Actually,
There you go.
Maurice brought up a good point with the programs that we have and the giveaways. We try to do them. I'd say every quarter we'll have a month where we do things to do something. We do something for Halloween. The summer one seems to be the best, and all you have to do is be a rewards member and buy something in July. You're already automatically put in for the drawing. And then we call at the end of each week. We call, and that's one of the most fun things to do is call someone and say, hey, here's a brand new cooler in the middle of summer. Or a Shaboomi. I think we did last year.
The Shaboomi.
That's the one. Yeah, no
Whatever
doubt.
that is. The Shaboomi.
That's the little flapper.
Oh, there's a flapper called Shaboomi? Oh, I didn't know. Can you shaboom?
Yeah, you pulls and then it.
Oh boy!
And this might not hit for any people in the middle of the country, but on the coast, you know what the Shaboomi is. So
I have no idea what a Shaboomi is, but I just learned something. 2024 is going to be great learning here at the podcast. That's awesome.
Scared. Can we wrap
the
this up?
Shaboomi.
No, but it's great. We have just a lot of fun. We have a good time.
It sounds like it.
The customer support is there. Not only I mentioned the field services, but if you call in, you have a problem with a piece of equipment too. We have a ticketing system where it gets back to those folks too. Someone gives you a call, so we have a lot of fun, but we also take it very seriously,
right?
Because we know that time down. If you're not, if one of your pieces of equipment is down, especially if your lab's running full and your plant's running, it needs to get taken care of. So
if your plant's running, you better catch up.
Yeah. Dude, Anthony joke.
Anyway,
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian. That's awesome. That's great information for everybody to know. If you haven't checked out HMA, we'll put the description and the link in the description below. You guys can check it out for yourselves. see what's on there, see some of the fun stuff they do. And again, if you're not a loyalty member, I highly suggest you do that. It's just a great experience buying from them, from picking out the products all the way through the checkout experience is very easy, super easy to do on HMA. So thank you so much.
again.
We have one last question, Anthony. We have one last question. Don't forget my last question.
Do is what is in that cup?
Yeah, what is in that cup? This is a new segment we're starting. What is in that cup?
Straight black coffee.
Straight black coffee.
That's
You
it.
mean beans and water?
Beans and water. That's it. Nothing else.
Love the beans and water, man.
Good.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go that route too.
Yeah, no, I'm still with the tea over here, but beans and water are always great. Anyway,
Thank you so much, everybody, for
Yeah.
joining us. We really appreciate it, and we're so excited to be back with y'all in 2024. So thanks again, and we appreciate everything. Just remember to keep it hot.
and keep it real.
Keep it real hot.